Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing amazing. Welcome to the Mommy Zone channel. My name is YessyBaker and I am super excited that you guys clicked on this video and you were curious enough to see what I have to say about my experience. Now, this is not the type of channel that I tolerate any rude comments or any I don't know, just mean mommy shaming each other and all of that. So please just be nice and kind with type of comments that you will be making in the comment section. This is the type of video that I wanted to do to talk to people about my epidural experience and see how I felt about it and all of that. I know that a lot of mommies love to have or will love to have a natural birth. For me, it was never my case. I never really was, I don't know, like I was never interested in that. I do respect women who want to go through childbirth without an epidural, but like I said, for me it was not my case. So but yeah, I always consider having an epidural. I never saw it any other way. At some point I even considered having a scheduled C-section, but then I did a little bit more research and I saw that overall it was better for mommy and baby to have a natural or vaginal delivery. I also never consider, no, I'm sorry, I did consider induction, but then I read that sometimes babies are not ready and that some doctors do it out of convenience, yada yada. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm going to have a vaginal birth if everything goes well and all of that. So when I arrived to the hospital, I was already 4 centimeters dilated. And by the time it was 5 centimeters, the doctor said, hey, by the way, if you feel like you cannot tolerate the pain or anything like that, let us know. And we can give you an epidural if you want to. And the lady was like, just keep in mind that it might take more than 30 minutes to get your epidural. So as soon as you start feeling like you cannot tolerate the pain, let us know. Or if you're in a comfortable spot right now where you're like, I think I want my epidural, let us know. Because sometimes it can take forever. And I remember I was in the delivery room where my sister gave birth to her daughter. And I remember she asked for an epidural as soon as she showed up. And it took about 5 hours for her to get hers because they had like 2 or 3 emergency C-sections or something like that was going on. But my sister ended up being in a lot of pain. And by the time they gave her epidural, it was almost time to push. And so, so for me, I was like, after seeing her like that, I was like, I don't want to go through that. I am in a perfect spot right now that if it takes a little bit longer, I'm going to be okay. Because I was in 5 centimeters dilated, but I was not in pain. So I went ahead and I told my nurse, yes, I want an epidural as soon as possible. So the lady, I was like, yes, it hurts, give me an epidural. So the lady leaves and she comes back like 5 to 10 minutes later. And my husband and I were so surprised because we hear a lot of horrendous stories online that either the doctor never showed up or all of that, So we were very happy and very pleased that I was able to get my epidural right away. So my tip number 1 will be, if you guys are planning on getting an epidural, try to get it as soon as possible, just because sometimes they do take forever. Okay, so after that, I decided to get my epidural, and they went ahead and put me in a position kind of like this, and a nurse went ahead and grabbed me, which I thought it was weird because when my sister gave birth, her husband was the one who helped her out with the epidural, but the nurse was like, we want to make sure that you are not going to move at all. While I was getting, the doctor was preparing everything, and it's super cute because they showed up in like a little, like, I don't know, it looks almost like a shopping cart, and they have all of the goodies there. She went ahead and grabbed me, and I was like, you know what? You guys need to let me go because I'm having a contraction, so let me breathe through it, and after that we can do it. Otherwise I'm going to be in pain and I'm going to be moving and all of that. So my contraction came, I breathed through it, and then it passed, and then it was time for the epidural. I have to say that was the scariest part of the entire birthing experience. It was the epidural. Went ahead and gave me the epidural, and it was basically, they first go ahead and kind of numb your skin so you can feel the needle going through your skin, but in reality you can feel everything going through your spine and all of that. I didn't see the needle. I didn't want to see it. I just closed my eyes and breathe. And that was something my nurse was telling me. She's like, breathe, breathe. If you feel like you're in pain, breathe. And it was actually pretty fast. All of a sudden, when she was when my doctor was, or when the anesthesiologist is going through my spine, I went ahead and I kind of like jump involuntary. I don't know what she tweak or pull or poke or all of that, but I went ahead and jump. And it was, like I said, it was an involuntary feeling. I usually don't move or scream or try to push people away when I'm in pain. So I was in shock, and I was like, I'm sorry. I twitched. I had no idea this was completely involuntary. And all of a sudden I felt a lot of like water, warm water running through or down my back. And yeah, so the lady was like, okay, everything is in, everything looks good, you're fine. They put some stuff like patches all over my body. I'm sorry, all over my back. And then they were like, we will ask you to stand up as soon as possible because this is going to start like hitting you and then you won't be able to like stand up. So I stand up and the entire bed was drenched in blood. So I don't know what she tweaked that basically it just kind of like squirt blood all over the place. But honestly, as scary as it looked and as bad as it sounds, it was really not bad at all. So I want you also to know, guys, that so first of all, if you move, no big deal. It depends how you move and when you move, I bet. But it was not like the end of the world. I'm sorry, I hit you. It was not the end of the world. It didn't really hurt me when I moved. It was mostly the needle going through a weird spot that just made me kind of like twitching, but it did not hurt or anything like that, because I have heard stories that if you move, sometimes the epidural will hurt like you wouldn't believe. So I was lucky, and I am lucky to say that thank God I moved and it did not hurt. So one of my legs was completely numb, and then the other one I had kind of like trouble. I would still feel something in the other side. So my nurse started kind of like rotating me and moving me and all of that. So keep in mind that even though your nurses might not do it, you kind of want to ask your husband to, you know, switch positions that you think you're going to be more comfortable, and also so the epidural kind of like wears evenly or distributes more evenly, so you're not in a lot of pain. So when I was actually, I know that a lot of people say that they don't want an epidural because they do not feel a contraction. I actually felt every single contraction. I told the doctors I'm getting a contraction, and they will look at the monitor and they were like, oh my gosh, yeah, you're getting one. And so they were very happy and very pleased that I was actually able to feel something. I did feel a little bit of pain. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say, oh my gosh, it felt amazing. No, I was in pain. I did feel something. I did not feel the urge to push at all, but I was in pain. And every time I will push, that pain will go away. So I was like, the harder I push, the, you know what I mean, the better I felt. Like, I swear that when you push, you don't feel any pain when you're in an epidural. I gotta say, my experience is all based in an epidural. And so so I will push, and nothing, like if I push kind of like slow, not slow, but not as hard, I guess, I can feel still pain in my back because I had back labor. But when I went ahead and I pushed with everything I had, I swear that I was only feeling the push. I was not feeling pain. So that was really, really nice. So after that, I gave huge pushes, and William came out finally. And yeah, so it was very pleasant for me to have him out. And finally, William came out, and something people have told me that they deliver without an epidural is that the placenta probably hurts a little bit more than pushing the baby out. And that is because sometimes doctors go in and push manually into your stomach so the placenta comes out. My doctor was actually pretty nice. He did not, I thought it was very weird because I actually, if I can remember right or correctly, he went ahead and stitched me up first. He did all of that good stuff. He did not take the placenta right away. He probably took like 40 minutes, and then all of a sudden he's like, all right, I want you to push out the placenta. And I remember he was grabbing the umbilical cord literally, and he was like spinning it on me like, You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden he was like, okay, I want you to give a huge push. And I pushed and everything came out. And I did not feel a thing when it comes to stitching me up. I had a 2nd-degree tear. I did not feel anything. I think I was given like 40 stitches and I did not feel a thing. And then pushing the placenta out was, you know what I mean, like nothing, because yeah, he did something. He did make some movements. I do not remember him pressing my stomach. I don't know if he did it or not. To be honest, I think that every mommy is exhausted after childbirth, and I was in childbirth, and it was late at night and I haven't eaten anything, so I was very tired. So I will be lying to you if I say no, or he did or he did not touch my belly or massage my stomach in any way to get the placenta out. All I can remember is that I honestly didn't feel a thing. I didn't feel a thing either when it comes to removing my my placenta and all that. So after that, when he was stitching me up, usually the doctors remove the epidural, but I begged the doctor not to, because he was wearing like a face mask or something like that was transparent, so it was like a mirror and I could see everything bleeding and all of that, and I was just panicking that I was going to be in so much pain and all of that. So I started pushing the epidural button as much as I could right after giving birth, which it was probably something actually no, it was not stupid, because okay, basically after like 5 hours of giving birth, or in, I don't know, a X amount of time, the nurse came in and she's like, I need you to pee. And I was like, sure, no problem. But the problem was I couldn't pee because I couldn't feel my legs at all. Like at all, guys. I was able to feel a lot more during childbirth than actually after delivery or whatnot. And so I was not able to feel anything. So the nurse was not happy with me. She was like, oh my God, I can't believe you put all of that epidural on you. Look at you. You cannot even go around, whatever. I was like, whatever, dude. I don't care. I don't regret a thing. And so after that, they moved me to a different room and all of that. I think that by then they already took out all of the epidural stuff they had on me. Ooh, and another thing I remember is I was extremely itchy, which I read it was a second like reaction. Like it's a reaction that some people develop while or after they give birth with epidurals. It's like the epidural that's kind of like a side effect. And so I went ahead and like was just itchy in my stomach, in my arms. That was it. And probably that was it because I couldn't feel my legs. Maybe my legs were itchy as well, but I just couldn't feel a thing. So I don't know. But my belly was so itchy that I actually scratched it so bad that I even made myself bleed. But yeah, like that was just probably an hour I was itchy, and then that was it. So now my son is 13 months old today, and I can tell you that I know that a lot of people are scared that they're going to be in pain years after the epidural. I can tell you that for me, that was not my case at all, and that I'm very happy that I got an epidural. If my husband and I decide to have a second kid, we will probably be doing the exact same thing we did, because my birth experience was so amazing. So if you guys are contemplating an epidural, or even if you decide to go to natural childbirth and now maybe you are choosing to have a natural childbirth, but you kind of wanted to see other people's experiences on epidurals, I just want you to know that it was a very pleasant experience for me. If you still want to feel something, tell the doctor to start with low dosages. Maybe that will help you a lot. You know, just tell them, hey, I kind of want you to start with the lowest amount you possibly can. I want to be able to manage the pain, but not be in this excruciating pain, because they can totally control how much they give you if you don't want to feel a thing. But then right after, I think that right before you start pushing, or an hour or so before they remove the epidural, something like that. But talk to them. It's not the devil. My son was born wide awake, trust me, and he did not go to bed like an hour later or so. He was kind of like aware, like, oh my God, where am I? Who are you people? Like, you know, so it was not the devil for me. I really like it. I fully recommend it to everybody. Just obviously do research on the hospital you'll be giving birth, and read reviews about them, because they, you know, other customers will be able to tell how the experience was when what their experience was, and you'll be able to have an idea what type of birth you're going to have in that hospital. So anyway, guys, I hope that you found this video helpful. If you're pregnant, congratulations, you're about to go through a major life change. If you guys are bored, I have my last video right here if you guys want to go and check it out. And if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, there's a subscribe button right there that you can click on to be notified of future videos. So don't forget to comment down below what your experience was, how you want to give your, how do you want to have your baby, like natural childbirth, C-section, induced, whatever, just go ahead and feel free to comment down below. And yeah, so I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye bye.